Yo, what is up? It's Dewan back with it again with another video with PictureThisBOOTHLA. Today we're going to show you how we set up our digital booth and how we just leave it and drop it off. We make about $400 to $500 per event. We make about $400 to $500 per event just dropping this booth off for about 25 to 30 minutes worth of work. We usually drop it off in the morning and come pick it back up in the afternoon. So we're going to look at how we set it up in just a moment and recap what we did at the end. So here we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set up our digital booth. I can see my wife there. She's setting up her time lapse on a tripod. And I'm going to start getting this booth together. It is a family affair today. This booth only took us about 30 to 45 minutes to set up. You can see my son there. But everything comes in this black box here, and it breaks down into about 4 pieces. We have the base, the neck, and the head unit. We also have my cousin there who also is opening up a photo booth company out in Central California, and she wanted to shadow us on how we do things. So this booth comes together really quickly. Even though we have to screw our screws in, it goes together in probably about 5 minutes or less, which we really love. And if we didn't have to put the screws in, like some of the newer units, they just have thumb screws that can go together even quicker, probably less than 2 minutes. But we love this unit. It's one of our workhorses. So I'm just sitting here about to set up the event. I already loaded it before I got to the event, and we had to take a quick break because we were at a park and my son. But here I'm going to set up the backdrop, and this is probably the longest portion of setting up the booth for any event, just because we use a tension backdrop or a pillowcase backdrop. What comes together in a bunch of different pieces, but in a really small convenient carry-in bag. But everything just goes together by the numbers, and this probably does take the longest because it takes about 15 minutes to put up. And it is easier when you have 2 people, but it's definitely doable by yourself. I'm a short person, so it does take me a little longer when I'm trying to pull the backdrop over it, but it's not. I just usually stand on something or stand on a chair. But this is just putting it together, and like I said, we just connect all the dots, put the skeleton together, and then we'll just flip over the backdrop. So here's how it looks at the finish. Simple and white is what the client wanted, and we didn't have a welcome screen on the iPad booth. We just did a live view here. So really simple setup for about $400 of work for only about 20 to 25 minutes worth of time. So I'm really loving this, and this is how you can also make money with a digital booth. We're doing a drop off here, so we dropped it off about 10 in the morning. We're going to pick it back up around 4 p.m. after the event is over. So this is me testing it out, the photos, just making sure the lighting and everything looks right, and it looks absolutely perfect. Clients can go ahead and airdrop, text, or email themselves after. What makes it really convenient, they can get it instantly. And that's our setup. And that is it, people. 30 minutes worth of work, $450 down a book. Usually it takes us less than 30 minutes when doing this. When I go drop off the booth, sometimes it takes me about 20 minutes to do everything because I'm gotten so efficient at it. And that's just the time it takes me to get there, set up the booth, and drop it off. There is some prep work that you have to do behind the scenes, like create your template, talk to the client about what they want on the template, set up the event within inside the photo booth program. So all that does take a little bit of time. So approximately about the full of the time that you'll need for this event is probably an hour worth of time. So an hour, so usually about 30 minutes outside of being actually at the event, and about 30 minutes being at the event, or even less. So that is talking to the client, asking them what they want on the printout or wanted to say, trying to upsell them any additional features they may want with the booking, and then actually setting up the event with inside the photo booth software, making sure all the settings are right, and making sure that you run through a test event. So that all takes about an additional 30 to 45 minutes. So like I said, an hour worth of work of time between client management and actually going to the event to set up. Depending on where the event is, it could take you more or less. So let's say if you have to drive another 30 minutes to get there, then that obviously will increase to about an hour and a half of your time. But that's still, that is still making over, you know, $400 or $500 an hour that you can make with little to no experience doing this. So I highly suggest everyone with a photo booth company invest in a digital booth, invest in learning how to work the digital booth, and invest in trying to sell different clients a lower cost option to have at their events. So you want to make sure that you have an option that is maybe a lower cost option for them, a mid cost option, and maybe a luxury option. So you can definitely have different ways to approach your business and approach clients based off their needs. If you like content like this, please comment and subscribe below. We're trying to grow this channel of everyday people like you and me, just working their side hustle, working their business, and trying to make it grow. Peace.